Assalamualaikum and a very good day I wish for both our panel. Prof. Madia, IR Dr. Bulan Abdullah, and Madam Izdihar binti Tarazi, my supervisor, IR Dr. Amirul bin Abdul Rashid, and all people that are watching my video presentation. Today, as you have been shown at the beginning of my video, I would like to present to you about my final year project as stated as its title, Don't Sanitizing UVC Rays. Let me continue my presentation with project summary. Since the COVID-19 epidemic has wreaked havoc on practically the whole planet, any chance to be better, the situation must be addressed. Decontamination from the air is one such approach for improvement. This technology might be used to clean anomalous region or surface debris, hence, its efficacy in the event of the pandemic should be investigated. Because of the effect of the previous MCO phase, all sectors of industry in Malaysia have been more proactive for MCO phase 4. The tourist business is the most proactive in this field. The place must be sanitized to make it clean and safe to save civilization and keep it hygiene free of microorganisms. A drone is an ideal device to acquire the greatest result for keeping it clean and sanitary for this sanitizing operation. We can save a lot of people, materials, money, time and by employing drones for a long time. We will continue with the introduction. Sea epidemics have swept the globe in the last century, the most recent of which was caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The Spanish flu triggered a pandemic at the close of World War I in 1918. This was rated as the most severe category 5 on a scale of 1 to 5, indicating the fatality rate of epidemics as more than 2% case resulted in death. The Spanish flu afflicted little over a quarter of the world's population at the time, or like we said, 500 million individuals. Between January 1918 and December 1920, at least 70 million people have died, although pessimistic estimates put the death toll at 50 or perhaps 100 million. We are facing the sixth epidemic caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus, also known as the COVID-19 or new coronavirus, almost precisely 100 years after the Spanish flu epidemics. More than 165 million individuals are now infected, with a global death rate of more than 3.5 million. To tackle the challenge posed by the epidemics, we should assess any alternative method for combating the novel coronavirus. As the fastest growing segment of aviation business, drones can be unique instruments in the hands of professionals battling this pandemic. Drones have been successfully employed in the past for a wide range of purposes, including area monitoring, special logistic assistance, and pesticide spraying, to name a few. None of the apps, including the latter, have been designed or customized for us usage in a pandemic. As a result, while several attempts for building drones to combat the new coronavirus have been ridiculed research, one of the most common characteristics of controlling any type of epidemic is that authorized organization lack the resources necessary to effectively handle the issue. The scenario might be similar to that of natural calamities. In the event of global epidemic, we concentrate on hospital, ambulance, and other medical facilities that are overburdened or have insufficient capacity. Partner organization, police and civil protection, or even the military may be needed. Insufficient service can also be a problem for government entities. Experts must concentrate on highest levels. When it comes to handling epidemics, they should employ a new tools that can get their hands on facilities or strategies that might assist in minimizing the above-mentioned resource shortage. Now, for the problem statement, the agriculture sector was using the drone for fertilizing the plant that has a big area of the planting zone. The use of drone as sanitizing equipment to encounter the pandemic is less useful because the specification is not suitable for the substance that used for sanitizing. The company used on a drone and the application that applies to get agricultural drone are not suitable for other uses. The usage of disinfecting liquid was recommended to the public because it may affect health when it applies directly to the skin. Now is a part of our objective. First is to justify the use of drones are more superior to manpower. Second, to create a new application or concept that suits the drone for sanitizing activities. And the last one for our objective is to invent a new concept of drone to use the UVC rays for sanitize instead of disinfecting liquid. For scope and limitation, the study is focused on difference between the manpower and the drones in the concept of duration to complete the target area, the usage of substance, and the cost that need to complete the area. The comparison of the two different methods may prove to us which is more superior and give a lot of advantage. Besides, the study also focused on the new concept which is use the UVC rays instead of the disinfectant liquid. So, the study are focused on the UVC rays, the power of drone that can balance it with the power consumed by the UVC rays. This is a step by step on how we want to collect the data. So, when we are at the start, we will move to the identify problem. That we will start by identifying the problem that we face in our studies. It is our way to own our objective to make it a concrete reason for our studies. As we achieve for purpose of studies, we have to list out all the possibilities to make our studies more specific and limitation. As soon as we get the flow of our studies, the simulation will be run for a purpose to get the approximate data such as the time period of the drone. We will run a calculation after we collect data from the simulation to achieve the best result for our studies. The data or result that we have collected will be discussed and concluded for our whole studies. Data will be collected in aspect of duration of complete the targeted area. The usage of the data will be collected in aspect of duration to complete the targeted area. The usage of the substance and the cost needed to complete the area. For duration to completely sanitize the area, we need to collect data on speed of the drone and the manpower that wear a sanitizing container on their back. The process needs the user to move from the one point to another point to achieve the actual speed. So on the left side is an idea how to we want to collect or to we want to make a comparison between the drones and manpower. Meanwhile, on the right side is a formula that have been derived. So we can find the speed area covered by multiplying length with the width of the rectangle, then divided by time to get a speed for drones for all human to cover the area with disinfected substance. For equation 2, we can achieve time period to cover the whole target area by deriving equation 1. We dividing length multiplied by width with the velocity that we achieve from equation 1, then multiply by numbers of rows. For methodology, the concept of the drone that will be our reference is DJI Agas T16, which is a quadcopter that has always been used in the agriculture sector. The drones are not suitable for another purpose because it has been set up just a single purpose. The new concept will be adjusted to make it suit for the new disinfected equipment to make it achieve maximum maturity. The adjustment of the drone that will be considered is the height of the drone and the speed of the drone that can suit he raise releasing and the stable power of the drone to maintain it when it operates. As we see, this is a part of UV series that have been the methodology. So as we can see for the purple lane above the current logo, we can see the UVC are the most suitable for we use as a sanitizer substance or equipment. And for the formula that state in equation 3, for the calculation that involve the wavelength, so we have to use Equation 3 to get the match for the UVC rays in the UV index. A wave cycle is made of a full wave that starts at 0, travel up to the wave crest, travel back down to the wave top through, then return to 0. The wavelength of the wave is the distance between any two consecutive quasi-responded points. The wavelength of the wave is the best seen as the distance between one wave crest and the next. The Greek symbol lambda is used to denote wavelength in equation. The wavelength of the wave can be measured in meters, centimeters, or nanometers, depending on the kind of wave. The frequency denoted by the Greek symbol nu is the number of waves passing through a certain spot in a given length of time. Electrical energy, electrical potential different of V. However, because the electron kinetic energy is equal to the energy obtained from the accelerating through the electrical potential. So below are the formula that will be used in our studies. Since lambda equal to h over mv equal to h over square root 2 mev. In this way, we can calculate the amount of energy that we need to operate the drone with the UVC rays equipment and can be assigned the time of drone to operate. Now is a part of expected result. So this comparison drones and manpower. I have a few calculations based on the spec and the actual speed of drone and manpower. So by using the formula that I list out on the methodology, we will roughly get a calculation of period time, which is for drone is about 1350 seconds. But for the manpower, we gain the data about 8100. So the cost and usage of such system were determined by the marketing and the flow of the nozzle from the drone and pump. So for the concept of drone, the concept must be suited to the UV rays that once the calculation of the wavelength and consumable power has been done. The purpose of the UV rays are to calculate the time of the drone's operations and the height of the drone to keep the UVC have been full fraction. So for the UV series, for the radiation rays of UV index, the formula must be used to get the right wavelength to make it can be used in public and does not harm any humans, plant, or animals. The index that we have to achieve are shown as a figure 2 below. So for the UV wavelength range, we have to achieve around 200 nanometer until 230 nanometer, and is a area which is harmless to human body. So the safe rays or the range of wavelength that will be remain unharmed to human when the rays are exposed are UVC rays, which is 200 nanometer until 230 nanometer. With the right amount of the energy, by controlling the wavelength and frequency, we can achieve the right index of wavelength that can use as sanitized rays and can save a lot of people. So that's all for me. Thank you.